We sent it out to everyone. A friend of mine actually called me and he said, Kamala, my wife got the letter. She freaked out. She brought all the kids into the living room, held up the letter, said, if you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
So since I got a little platform, I'm going to go ahead and use it because a lot of people seem to be misinformed. Kamala Harris is not the better option. Don't be fooled just because she is a woman and she is...
We back with some more current events. Oh yes, listen, this is not looking good for Kamala Harris. A lot of people are not aware of her past. She got a little track record. Right now we got a black woman from San Francisco, California who will expose Kamala Harris's time as being a DA. Sit back and react with your boy. Don't forget, if you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell. Let's see what she about to say. Let me stop wasting your time. Let me go ahead and press play. Let's go.
So since I got a little platform, I'm going to go ahead and use it because a lot of people seem to be misinformed. Kamala Harris is not the better option. Don't be fooled just because she is a woman and she is of color. She is not for the people. And me being from the Bay Area and being around when she was actually running the district attorney's office, let me help you understand what I mean by that. And before I have gazillion people hopping in the comments, you know, talking mess regarding Trump and all that, listen, between him and her, all you're doing is picking one of the lesser evils, and that's facts. But being that I am a part of the community of families that are affected by incarcerated people, I am going to go with the person who is less inclined to locking everybody up.
Not only that, remember, policies over rhetoric, policies over race, policies over gender. I'm telling you, be on point out here. Don't let these people fool you. I'm not talking about her per se, but don't go with your emotions, all right? You will pick the wrong one. It's not about picking the lesser of the evil. It's about picking the one who has the best policies in place, all right? Remember that. Don't get your feelings involved.
And yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't know if that's correct. And I seen Yandy make a post saying that a lot of that is just propaganda. Well, let me help break it down for you. Kamala Harris grew up in the Berkeley, Oakland area. She went to law school at Hastings and graduated there and started off as a district attorney in Oakland. From Oakland, she went to Alameda before she went to San Francisco. Do y'all remember in 2010, there was that big drug lab scandal with Deborah Madden and the San Francisco Police Department?
More than 1,000 criminal drug cases may have to be dropped because of a scandal inside San Francisco's crime lab. The lab was closed following allegations that longtime technician Deborah Madden stole cocaine evidence.
We have a situation in San Francisco where every drug case as well as conviction is in question.
Prosecutors say they hope to refile hundreds of the dropped cases, but hundreds of others may be gone for good.
I remember specifically because I had 2 cases involved in that scandal. Let me help fill you in. She was the head district attorney at the time, and right under her was a guy named Gascon, something like that. He used to be a district attorney in Los Angeles when they had that big old scandal going on with a bunch of police misconduct. Anyhow, around that time, he was reviewing police files for misconduct, and he was basically telling her that there's no policy in place and there needs to be one for any time there's police misconduct. It needs to be reported to the lawyers and the judges on the case. She ignored him. Now, after she ignores his advice that there needs to be policies in place, that way they can curb any type of misconduct that's going on in these cases, it comes out that there's this big drug scandal in the drug labs. Deborah Madden,
Plenty of states had a lot of scandals at the drug labs. I'm pretty sure this is a thing. This is how they get convictions, you understand? So it's dangerous. So many people are in jail that don't belong in there.
Big drug scandal in the drug labs. Deborah Madden, she was the lead technician in the drug labs, and it had been reported several times to their office that this woman had an issue and that she shouldn't be testifying in anybody's cases. She was touching the drugs, she was stealing the drugs, she was sneaking the drugs. It was just a bunch of bullshit. All of that was hidden from the attorneys and the judges on the cases. Do you know how it came out? It came out because Deborah Madden's family finally took it to the news. And once it became public, then Kamala Harris tried to say that she didn't know anything about it. Yes, you did. Now, keep in mind, Deborah Madden's family also reported that they had already been contacting the district attorney's office for months prior to this, before coming to the news channel, to let them know that there was misconduct going on, and they were also concerned about their family member, all of which got ignored.
Sounds like she was a fiend herself, huh? And it sounds like that was really helping Kamala. This is how she came up, if you ask me right here. She had a lot of friends in power looking out. They all were looking out for each other, allegedly. All in cahoots, allegedly.
Now, keep in mind, she was head district attorney at the time. So how are you running an entire department and you claim to not know what's going on in your office, although that was later proven to be bullshit and that she was aware, and her colleagues gave her up on that. But she just chose to withhold the information from the judges and the attorneys on those cases. And what was her reasoning behind that? She wanted to keep as many people locked up as she could, no matter if that case was mishandled, if there was misconduct, to get that conviction or not. And she knew that if that misconduct got out, that was grounds for dismissal.
I feel like Fannie Willis was taking the same road, allegedly. I feel like she was trying to make her come up game the same way Kamala did. I don't know. Maybe I'm far reaching. If I'm not and you agree, go in the comments and let me know.
And let's talk about Kevin Cooper. Do y'all remember him?
5 years since Bill Hughes discovered the bodies of 4 people murdered with a hatchet inside a Chino Hills home. One of the victims, his 11-year-old son, Chris.
I thought someone had thrown paint on the walls, but it was blood.
The man convicted of the crimes, Kevin Cooper, who in June 1983 had recently escaped from prison and was hiding out in a home not far from the eventual murder scene.
Is there any doubt in your mind that Kevin Cooper killed your son?
None.
That's the man that was hours away from his execution, and DNA had now became a thing, and his lawyers asked for the execution to be stopped and his DNA to be tested so it could possibly prove his innocence. She denied it and didn't want it to happen.
Ramos says such testing would be inconclusive because so many people have touched the hatchet, including jury members.
All kinds of people, different people, unknown people, and that's what they want. See, he's innocent.
However, Governor Newsom stepped up and said, no, let's go ahead and test his DNA. And come to find out, I'll be damned, it was not a match.
Wow.
Oh, wait, let's not forget when she actually made it a crime and parents started getting charged with their children being truant. But when they ran the numbers, they realized that this mostly affected Pacific Islanders, Native Americans, African Americans, children with disabilities, and foster children.
So she basically knew her target market, huh? She had a wild come up. A lot of people are unaware of this. They're oblivious to this. They're going to call it propaganda. They're going to say, oh, she just locked up 3 people. No. Yo, she got a track record and you got to check it out for yourself, all right?
And then she later tried to say it was an unintended consequence when she realized that parents were actually getting arrested for this. It was up to a $2,000 fine, up to a maximum of a year in county jail, and people were losing their welfare benefits because their children were truant from school.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race. But I said, look, I'm done. This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it. We sent it out to everyone. A friend of mine actually called me, and he said, Kamala, my wife got the letter. She freaked out. She brought all the kids into the living room, held up the letter, said, if you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
Unintended consequence. And those were her exact words. Like, what do you mean? You're the one that put this in place. And then when you were confronted with it after people were outraged that parents were actually being arrested for this, now you want to back up and say, oh, it was an unintended consequence. Well, what the hell did you think it was going to be? A scare tactic?
Sounds like Kamala was all over the place and she was just throwing wet paper at the wall. Whatever stuck, she was running with that. That's kind of foul right there. I mean, she couldn't do anything for our people back then. What makes you think she's going to do something now, huh? A lot of that is smoke and mirrors. Be careful.
And I know y'all already heard this one, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate it. What was it, about 1,900 people that were arrested for smoking marijuana? Not selling, smoking marijuana. Like, get out of here. You're doing everything that you can to just lock people up and ruin their lives. So yeah, while I'm not a fan of this whole political shit, and like I said, in my opinion, it's just picking one of the 2 lesser evils, Kamala Harris definitely ain't the one.
She definitely ain't the one because of her track record. This got nothing to do with who's more evil, who's less evil. Who got the right policies? Who got the policies that match what I want to happen? That's how I'm picking it. You understand? Shout out to this woman right here, but hey, it is what it is. Be careful out here. Be careful. The media, they're paying, a lot of people are being paid just to say who you should vote for. Careful of those people right there. I'm not getting paid by anyone. I am not being sponsored. All right, I'm just a critical thinker and I'm not with the BS. All right, with that being said, if you made it to this part of the video, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts on this right here. Run it up, flood it up, go in the comments.